Next to Lori Milroy with Kurdistan 24.
Thank you, General. You were just in Erbil and met with President Barzani. Could you tell us about that meeting?
Yes, I was in Erbil and I met with President Barzani.
What did you could you tell us something about what you discussed with him?
Well, we discussed the war. We discussed the Talafar operation. We discussed Mosul and Mosul security. And we discussed a range of other topics, most of which I'm a partner on, but not the lead for. And so I'll let others talk about those topics.
Are you satisfied with the contribution of the Peshmerga to the war?
About the war. Yes. I think I heard your question. Am I satisfied with the contributions of the Peshmerga towards the war? Yes. So people probably don't have a good appreciation for this, but I certainly do. The Peshmerga were instrumental in stopping the onslaught of ISIS in 2014 and 2015. Across much of northern Iraq, it was the Kurdish Peshmerga who held the line. And so they've been holding that line ever since, for 3 years. And I think people kind of lose sight of that. It seems like the Kurds aren't doing anything. They're defending still across hundreds of kilometers of Iraq, in contact with ISIS every day. I saw them do incredible work for the liberation of Mosul, especially for the initial stages of Mosul. They coordinated very effectively and constructively with the Iraqi security forces. And they allowed the Iraqi security forces to stage for the attack in Kurdish-held areas. The Peshmerga then made the initial attacks to advance the flot towards Mosul, the forward line of troops towards Mosul, and allow the Iraqi security forces to close with the city and make their assault into the city, their breach into the city, without loss prior to actually getting to the breach point. These are very key accomplishments. They also liberated a number of towns and villages around Mosul from ISIS. Since then, they have been containing Talafar, for example, and the Hawija pocket for 9 months. And now, most recently, in the Battle of Talafar, I mentioned earlier that they've killed somewhere between 130 or 170, and with some loss to Peshmerga. There were ISIS attacks on their defensive line to try to break out from encirclement out of Talafar. Some of these attacks involved female suicide bombers who killed Peshmerga, who were trying to let the women and children escape, and instead female ISIS suicide bombers exploded themselves and killed the Peshmerga soldiers. They've held a stalwart defense there north of Talafar and have shaped the battlefield there and attrited the escaping enemy to a significant degree. So I am pretty happy with the contributions of the Peshmerga, and there'll be more contributions as we look towards Hawija, which is contained to the east entirely by the Kurdish Peshmerga.
Thank you very much, sir.